everybody? It is Monday and we are checking in for our leaders live. So let me just make sure that we are set to go on all platforms. You know, it takes a minute here to get set up sometimes. So we are just gonna bear with me for 1 second and give people a chance to come in. All right, so we are live on Instagram. We're going live now. Well, excuse me, it looks like Facebook doesn't want to connect, so we'll just have to upload that later, and that's all right. Because I don't want to keep you guys hanging on for too long, right? But we do got to make sure we are connected. All right, well, I guess we are streaming. It says we are live on those platforms. So we are just going to go ahead and get into it, y'all, because we don't have that much time. It's Monday. Oh, I forgot my water. Bear with me 1 sec. I can't do this without water. Whew, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. All right. It is Monday. So let's get into it, guys, because it's already August 5th. So time is running out. Shoot, September, October, November, December, 4 months. Okay. So I need you guys to be logging in, be making sure that you are staying on top of what you need to do, right? Executing. That's exactly what, part of what we're going to be talking about today. But before we dive into it, I need you guys to do me a favor. I appreciate all of your support, but do me a favor and hit that follow, hit that like, and that subscribe, and that share button. Because as we grow, the more we're able to provide this information, more really cool tips, resources, tricks, and ways for you to access capital, especially as a woman in business. We are Domino FX Group. I'm Dominique. I founded Domino FX Group and this show, The Domino Effect, where we help women in business access capital, women in diverse businesses access capital. There is a huge problem with how the funding gap is leveled out, right? It's unbalanced. And so we're here to fix that gap and bridge that by matching founders to the right funders. So let's get into it, guys. Please do me a favor. Like I said, hit that follow button, that like, subscribe, and share. Monday is our Leaders Lives call. For those of you who don't know, Monday I come on here and I go live and we cover, some tips for the week. And then some important announcements, like, for example, tomorrow, come into, if you are a partner of ours or an affiliate, you come into the office, the back office, because we'll be talking about, SBA funding and some of our current funding that we have going on. We really dive into all of the details, you guys. So make sure you're coming in, you're being a part, and you're joining that community and connecting with some like-minded individuals. All right, you guys. So let's get into it. So today we need to do a quick check-in. I know that, right? Have you been going through your goals? Have you actually been writing them down, right? Because if you have everything stuck in your head, you're going to forget it. You're going to get busy. We all get busy with our lives, especially as women in business. We're running a business. We're taking care of the kids. We're taking care of the house. We're doing all this other stuff, right? So you want to make sure that, when it comes to your goals, that you're writing them down so that you can stay focused, right? This is where it kind of helps to have things like a business plan, and we cover that, in classes in our community. But so I highly advise. This past weekend, I bought my daughter a vision board book, and we got some canvases, right? So she's gonna, one for her, one a set for her, and a set for me, so that it's up there, so that you can see it, right? When you can visualize it and you know what you're heading towards. Your business plan, you have everything outlined, you know where you're going, right? So make sure you're writing down your goals. What are you looking forward to? What are some things you're looking for? If you haven't started your business, are you looking forward to starting, right? Are you just don't know how to get there, right? What are the steps I need to take? Who do I contact? What kind of entity should I file, right? And then if you already started your business and you're looking to scale and expand into different markets, right? Who's going to be the best lender for me? Am I going to be looking for debt, or am I going to be looking for equity? And even then, those are two. How do I go about those processes? How do I get investment ready? And then how do I prepare myself when I'm going to go speak with my merchant advisor, or when I go and I speak with my banker? So have this plan, because it's only going to help you. Especially as women, we need to be twice as prepared. Okay, our managing director has secured over 1 billion in capital. We have opened up a subdivision to be able to expand and reach more markets and opportunities. So we want to continue to drive that growth, right? And the only way to do it is to be able to inform and be able to provide you with this info, right? If you guys appreciate this information, then, and it's helping you get some clarity on what you need to do in your business, then go ahead and comment yes. And if it's not, and if you have questions, then put a question mark after your question, right? Put your question in there as well, so that we can make sure it's getting answered. But so make a list, develop a game plan. And if you're in the community already, go into the partner playbook. We have the game plan already lined out for you. It's a template, and you can go in there and write what is the game plan for your life. So get in there and use it. And it's already August 5th, you guys, so we got to get to it. I'm going to bring up something right now. You know what's going on with the political landscape, and who's running, right? Trump's running and Biden's out, and Kamala is running too, unless something changed. Honestly, I haven't looked at the news this morning, but is last time I checked, she was still running. And just to give you a little bit of backstory on Kamala, before she was Joe Biden's nominee, right? She didn't come from wealth, right? She's the first Black woman, the first Asian American woman to even get to that status, right? The first woman, dare I say, first ethnic woman to be elected for a major political party, right? How often do you think that she was told no? How often do you think she was told she couldn't do it? How often do you think that, she was doubted? She was, how often do you think she doubted herself, right? She was the first Black woman, to be elected district attorney in California, the first woman to be California's attorney general, first Indian American senator, now the first Black and Asian American vice president and potential president, right? So what does that tell you? Well, unlike like many women, she was underestimated, right? Have you guys ever felt underestimated in your business? Okay, I'm sure you have, and I'm sure it won't be the last time, right? But you continue to push through, right? You continue to fight through, because you have a purpose, you have a mission of what you're fighting for. What is that? Right? Have you clarified it? What is your reason that propels you? Because when things get tough and when things get hard, that is what pushes you through, right? I mean, when you can dream big, push big, that will help you when you're getting hit with all of these no's and toes that you can't do it, right? And another reason why I wanted to bring up Kamala was because, like I said in the beginning, she doesn't come from a bunch of resources, right? She worked her way up to it. She did steps. Now, a lot of you maybe don't come from a lot of resources, right? I know I don't come from a lot of resources as well. Great family, right? But that being said, it's a problem, right? So how do you tackle that? Well, hard work, consistency, commitment, being twice as good, staying twice as prepared, and making sure that when the time comes, You may not know that that's when that time comes, but when it comes, you have prepared yourself, right? You have done the work, or you have been through a hardship to get there, right? So don't be afraid, even when things get difficult, to just keep going, to keep pushing through, and to reach out, connect with communities like the Domino Effect. It's exactly why why we're here. Ask your questions, okay? So it's really important, you guys, that you have a support system. I know for me, it really helped me out a lot, right? And I know that when we're starting our businesses, we're kind of looking for that, right? Looking for that like-mindedness, right? That entrepreneur, because when you're in a group, even, it helps with keeping that energy too. And then it also with combating your environment. If you're in an environment that is telling you that you can't do something, right, then you got to work even harder, right, to combat that. So how do you do that, right? Well, just remember to celebrate your small wins. Write it down. Get that book, get a little book, write it down, journal, definitely pray, you guys. So, but set some goals. What's your plan? Where are you headed? And what are you trying to accomplish? All right, now let's move on, you guys. So how are you funded? This is Monday. This is the Leaders Live call. We're talking about it at the Domino Effect. We talk about taking action, right? So let's talk about how you're funded, right? Are you self-funded? Are you working with a bank? Are you working with, or do you have lines of credit? Do you have business credit cards? Are you using personal credit cards, personal loans? What are you doing? And the reason that I'm asking is because what do we do here at Domino Effects Group? We help you with funding, right? We want to help you stop over leveraging your personal credit, but we want to help you come up with some really smart strategies to be able to fund and scale your business, especially as a woman in business. So, we absolutely 100% believe in the potential and the returns of what your company can do. So we want to help you get there, right? So small businesses are vital to this nation, and it's important that, I know I say that a lot, but it's important, right? It's so true. So, make sure that, you are, if you are self-funded, right? Look, there are other ways for you to get around that. Okay. So you don't have to be, because eventually you're going to hit a wall, guys. You're going to hit a wall where you're not going to be able to stay self-funded forever. And I know that there's the thought that, oh, I did this on my own. Man, I didn't have to ask anybody for help. I paid for all this out of pocket. I mean, I don't know why you would do that if you don't have to. I know why, because I also had the thought of like, oh, it's an accomplishment, right? Like, oh, I did this on my own. But in business, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to leverage OPM, other people's money, in order to grow your business, in order to scale it. And how do you do that? Well, in these times, people are leveraging credit, financing, right? If you don't have cash flow, if you don't have credit, if you don't have collateral, which are all elements that you will need for some type of direct funding, then you can look at other things like business credit, right? For business credit, you can absolutely offset like 50, 60, 70, 80, even 90% of all of your business expenses, guys. I'm talking about all that money that you're taking out of your pocket to pay for that paint, to pay for, all of the bottles that you use when you're bottling up your perfume, or all of the stuff that you use when you're making your wax, your candle, all of that stuff. You don't have to use your personal cards that you are using when you are going down to, the grocery store, when you're hitting up, Safeway or Raley's or whatever. You're not going to be dipping into that. You're using your EIN and you're using your business credit to build you up. It's a starting point, right? Now, it's a component of this foundation of what you're going to do to leverage your business, right? So you're not just only looking for, okay, I'm going to go into my bank. I'm going to ask my banker first for financing, right? If the banker turns me down and the banker says no, I'm going to ask why and try to figure out what those issues are. Keep in mind, they're not always going to tell you guys, and that's okay. All right. Don't get mad at the banker. It's not his fault. All right. It's their regulations. So don't get mad. All right. But you can, just be aware of that. Right. So, where was I? Lost my train of thought. So if you are not able to get cash flow, credit, collateral, and you're using business credit, it is, you can work your way up. So you start with starter vendors and there's a system. So you don't want to be, you can go out there and you can do this on your own. Make sure you're following, okay, CEO underscore the domino effect, liking, subscribing. But you can do this on your own. It's going to take longer, but you want to get into a community. We meet every single, so we're changing some of the times that we meet, but we go live here. So you can come on here, make sure you come on every Monday, ask your questions, and then come into the group every Tuesday. We go over that as well. And then we do a Let's Get You Funded webinar. There are so many resources here for you guys to come in and ask your questions. So make sure that you're doing it. But anyway, why do we ask how you're using your funding? Because we help you with obtaining the right type of funding. Go to your bank first. If the bank says no, figure out why, and then look for alternative resources. But while you're looking for alternative resources, you want to be fixing those issues. You can get some of these things fixed in like 30, 60 days, guys, and then you're on your way to like 25, 30, 40, 50 grand. I see it happen all the time. I'm telling you. So I get a little excited when we talk about that. But all right, let's move on. So second, we have a great platform, guys. We have a great platform that continues to expand, Domino Effects Group, and we are just making it more efficient. Okay, if you now my team and I have been working on the best and most efficient ways to help our partners and our affiliates that we work with. 100% of our clients, 90 to 100%. But now that we are coming online and expanding, I want to say we have a lot of people that are coming on from outside of the finance industry and then are looking to, embark on new careers. But so 90%, 95% of our referrals come from banks, come from CPAs, come from attorneys, and so, but then we also work with other people that are in business, right? What I was saying earlier. So we work with other people that are in business, right? People that are already in the equipment financing space. Maybe they're in equipment sales, and so they're looking to finance some of their equipment. We work with people in real estate that know other businesses, that know other developers. So we also work with bank managers that have to say no to their clients, and they still want to continue and keep that banking relationship, right? So we have a lot of different ways that we receive our clients, and a lot of different ways that you are able to actually leverage this platform should you come on and decide that you want to help us continue to create impact for businesses across the US, especially for women businesses, right? So on the platform, some of the changes that we did for our core borrowers are 2.5 million and above. However, we opened that up, right? To expand, to be able to meet more opportunities, create more opportunities. So we are really, really hyper focused on women-owned businesses. And so if you are a woman in business, this is the number one funding platform for women in business. We have women investment fund managers, we have female investors, we have women underwriters. It's really revolutionary what we have here, you guys. So just to break it down though, if you're generating around 100,000 and above, we absolutely can get you funded with our in-house system, our in-house funders, our in-house due diligence. Now, if you're doing a little bit below that, then we refer outside of our network, and you would typically be looking at something of a more short-term, lending, possibly higher interest, but we don't really, possibly higher interest. And that would be, like I said, outside, a referral outside. And the process is very simple. You just submit an application or you reach out, and then you connect with myself or one of our advisors, and we, go through your company, ask you a few questions, get to know, who you are, what your business goals are, what you're looking to do with the money, right? And so, back to our partners, back to our affiliates, what we have, like I said, banking, attorneys, but we also work with people who are coaches, who do like business development coaching, or schools, leadership academies. So we work with those clients that as well. right? So one of the main things that we don't do here, guys, is we're not selling. Okay, we're informing you what your options are, and that's it, right? So it's kind of like, think about if you're like in a relationship, right? You're dating somebody and they just keep calling you and calling you, then they're calling you and calling you and calling you, and they're just super clingy, right? Oh, I and they just won't leave you alone, right? There's nothing wrong with being affectionate, but there's a difference between affectionate and clingy, right? Obsessive. So we don't do that, right? Because you can do that in sales, but that's not what we're doing. We're really mission driven, which is providing funding for businesses, which is leveling the playing field for female entrepreneurs. Our purpose is to provide funding. Our purpose is to drive 1 billion into communities for small business and ownership. Management has already secured 1 billion in capital of funding for clients. So we want to continue to drive that growth with an additional 1 billion. So we think we can do it, right? And let's see, we're in August. It's August 5th. I'm looking to close. I got 6. Let's see. We got our energy company. We got our telecommunications company. We got the vet hospital. We got the, what was the other one? The daycare. We got the, oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. Is that 4? We have 4. I want to say we have 5. We have 5 female-owned businesses in the pipeline. Guys, we can finish the year strong. I believe we can finish the year strong with 15. We can finish the year strong, helping 15 more woman-owned businesses with getting funding. So if that's you, if you are a female in business, then reach out. If you're looking to grow, if you're looking to scale, if you've got a project that's coming up, if you've been to your bank, if your bank has been denied, or if you've been to the bank and your process is going on forever, right? We have one of our ladies, she's worked with the bank for a year. So if that sounds familiar to you, or if you're in that space and that sounds like your client, then you need to be connecting with the #1 funding platform for women, because we have women-led capital for women-led ventures. So, you know, make sure you're reaching out. You can connect with us at plan.dominoeffectsgroup.com, schedule a meeting, schedule a funding planning session. If you're interested in partnering with us, then make sure you just visit dominoeffectsgroup.com, go to About Us, hit that partner button, and then just submit your info. Come on in and join us for, like I said, we're creating impact here, you guys. We believe in entrepreneurship and female founders. I believe that the time is now to truly take advantage of this. You don't want to miss that opportunity, okay? My last tip for you guys is track everything. Measure your success. I was watching Layla Hormozi, and I love her videos. She's just like no bullshit. And one of the things she said was track everything. If you can track everything, then you triple your success. Now, I'm going to be fully honest with you. When I'm tracking things I'm working on the tracking things in my personal life as far as the calendar, right? So like, but syncing your calendar and making sure everything is aligned, because guys, if I don't put it on my calendar, if it doesn't go in there right away, it's not going to happen. So that needs to get in there right away. But I'm talking about tracking in your business, tracking your financials, tracking your goals. Okay. Do you have your goals written down? Look, I'm looking for my phone because I have them in my phone. Okay. You have the notes application in there. Utilize it. Use the notes app. You can even dictate. You can dictate in there. All right. So write in, say what it is. Put your goals in there, put your vision in there, get a vision board, schedule some time with your friends, with your children, with your husband, and what do you have? What's your plan for the next year in your life? Where do you see yourself going? Do you see yourself with that 700 credit score? Do you see yourself getting that 0% interest financing and then using that funding as a down payment to purchase a cash flowing business? or invested in multifamily real estate? Do you see yourself with finally getting down to going online to the Secretary of State or Division of Corporations and registering your entity? Do you see yourself with finally taking those, ingredients and those recipes that your grandmother, that you grew up with making in the kitchen with your grandmother every weekend? Now you want to bring that and take that out to the world. Is that what you see? And then when you take it out to the world, are you thinking bigger that you maybe one day want to package this up and actually take it on a global scale, put it in, different department stores and put it in different markets? These things are attainable. And for me, I can tell you years ago, I don't even think I knew that it was, quite honestly. I don't even think I felt like it was attainable or that I could touch it, but I'm telling you it is. And one thing that you need to remember, leaders, as you come in on this Monday call, is you are going to face challenges. Okay. It is going to be difficult. I'm hitting difficulties right now. We have a show coming up on September 14th. That might not happen because we have sponsorship needs that we need to meet for our committee. And you know what? We're not meeting it, guys. So we're halfway there, but we need to continue to push to get there. So that's a challenge that I'm experiencing right now. What are some challenges that you're experiencing right now? And then how can we come together and solve it? Well, I'll tell you, we can ask for help. I'm asking you for your help. Why don't you go and buy a ticket? If you're in Sacramento, go and purchase a ticket if you can't sponsor. Boom, done. Okay. And then connect with these resources. We're connecting with Women in Capital, connecting with the right resources. We are Merchant Bank Advisors, but we have this funding platform that is specifically built for women. Okay, women are the fastest growing demographic of group of entrepreneurs, yet the most underfunded. Okay, that is a huge problem. If you see that that's a problem, type problem. All right, it's a huge problem. So all right, you guys, making sure that you are hitting that like button, that follow, that subscribe, because I appreciate you so much for tuning in and for being you and for continuing to push through in your business and in your company. Don't forget to register for Let's Get You Funded. That's happening this Friday at 7 p.m. Okay, so 7 p.m. Let's Get You Funded. We're diving into, I'll keep you posted on what's going on, but make sure you hit that Zoom link. Okay, you need to grab your seat before it gets filled, you guys.